At some point, most web apps are going to require a responsive menu that also works and looks good on mobile as well as desktop. So I have the beginning of a menu coming together here. I've got a main container which I have unchecked fixed width on, and then I have an inner container which I've also unchecked fixed width on, but I have ensured that this will not grow to more than 100% of its width as in the editor here. And so if I go on to the preview, you can see that it creates this nice uniformed effect where all the content on my page is centered no matter how wide my screen is. And I have these nice lines without anything sticking out where it shouldn't be. But when I go into the responsive editor, I start to notice a few things go wrong. One is everything bunches together over here. And then the other is when I get down to say mobile size, I don't want these. This is my desktop menu. I'd rather have a mobile menu in place. So to stop the bunching, first thing I do is select all three of these. And I do that by holding Shift and clicking on each one in turn. And then I can right click and I'm going to put them into a group. And then making sure I've got that group selected, and I can rename this desktop menu. I'm going to make this fixed width, and we should notice now that I don't get the bunching, and in fact when I get in too close to the logo it's going to put it onto the next line, and that happens around the top 400, so I'm going to use 500. So I'm going to set it up so that at 500 this bit disappears. So I'm going to add a hide rule, which is saying that when the parent width is equal to or less than 500, it disappears. I'm now going to start building the mobile menu, and to do that I begin with an icon. And in Font Awesome, which is the default library of fonts in Bubble, the hamburger is known as bar or bars. And I'm going to put that there, making sure that it's not in this desktop group because I don't want to hide it. And so now if I go on to responsive, you can see it's not quite working. I think part of it is because this is aligned center, so I need to align it to the right. Okay, and I now need to set it so that if I go back into the 500, I only want it to show add hide rule. So it's the opposite. I want it hidden when the parent width rather is larger than 500 pixels. There you go. And we can see that now that is working quite smoothly. I'm not getting the bunching and I'm not getting it overflowing onto more than one row. So it's now entirely up to you how you go about creating the mobile menu. You could have this trigger a popover. You could have it trigger a group focus, meaning that you get kind of a drop-down menu appearing. But hopefully this has shown you just the basics of how to go about laying out your page so that you can get a nice, slick and looking good desktop header and the option to transition to a mobile menu when you get down to a certain size using the hide when parent width feature to toggle one out and toggle the other one in.